Alright, welcome to this episode where I will be showing you the easy way to get to 1600. Oh, I need to adjust my screen actually. This does not look right. This needs to move in a bit and this needs to move out a bit. So I just made this new account which is now adjacent to my YouTube channel. So this way I will be able to go through the games and explain how I got to 1600. So the first thing how I got to 1600, which by the way I don't think is that high, but you know, some of my friends they're on like 1000 or 1200 or 600. Or I honestly think it's pretty easy to get to 1600 in chess. I honestly don't feel like I'm a really strong player just yet, but I can share what I've learned, and I think it's actually quite easy to get there. So the first thing is I always play the same opening. So for black I always play Caro-Kann, and for white I always play Trompowsky. I even play it against d4, even though when I play white I'll show you. Against e4 it's when the ports turn around. So when they play, let's say when I'm black, that's right. So when they play e4 I play Caro-Kann, but sometimes they play d4. I still play Caro-Kann actually, and it just works unless they know the moves. But anyway, point being, the reason I always play the same openings is because you start to get familiar with the common answers you get. So I know these moves, I've done it so many times now because I played it so many times that I can easily see which moves would bring me in trouble very quick and which moves are good. And this will prevent me from getting in trouble early in the game, which means that I can get safely to the middle game with my king castled without making any blunders, without falling back any material. And funny enough, I'm telling you, you can easily get to 1200 by just doing that. You just develop your pieces, you castle, and I don't necessarily have a long-term plan. Like now, it's not like I have some kind of strategy to go and checkmate his king, right? Not yet. And that's not necessary. I just develop my pieces, I look for threats, and a lot of the time, under 1200, people will just make a blunder. While you're just developing your pieces, you're not doing anything special, and you just win the game just like that. Many times under 1200. So now he moves his queen. I need to be careful for checks. He doesn't have any here. So I'm just going to play a developing move. There. So yeah, opening principles, just developing the pieces, nothing fancy. Here I could bring out the bishop. I don't really have to. I'm just going to develop a knight. Sometimes they want to play there, but it's not really a worry. I can just kick it back out like that. So right now still I don't have any fancy plan. The idea is now this bishop here, because I put all my pawns on light squares, as you can see. My plan is to trade off this light square bishop. So the moment this knight moves in, okay, he's not doing it, but usually they play knight there, I will take it. Why? Because that pawn, that knight might be able to maneuver in between my pawns, but the light square bishop can't. You see, the bishop is just biting on concrete here. There is too much pawns. Okay, still I don't really see any opportunities for me here. I'm just going to develop my, I'm going to develop my bishop here. It's not really a super impressive development. I could also go here or here. Might be better. My engine might say that's better, but I'm comfortable with the bishop there. And then I'm just looking to castle. And just these opening principles, like don't allow pieces on your half of the board. So obviously this would be my half of the board, and this would be the opponent's half of the board. So the moment he puts one of his pieces on my half of the board, it's my job to immediately kick them back out. And the thing is, the more of my pieces I can put on his side of the board, the easier it will be to find some kind of tactic that will then eventually win material, which will then win me the game. And I guess that's essentially chess. High-rated players, they understand this. They will see where you're trying to put your pieces and prevent you from putting them there. And it gets in certain depth that goes way above my knowledge of chess. But okay, he castles. I'm just going to castle as well. So this pawn is my target, right? Because this pawn is not protected by any other pawn. Currently I only have one attacker on there, so I can add another attacker here. And then the knight, if I can hop back here, but that's many hops though, but it is an idea. But then I would have to move the king, I would have to move the bishop. it's not ideal. Okay, he goes for my bishop, which I wanted to trade anyway, so I don't really care, to be honest. So I'm just gonna attack his pawn instead. If he takes, I take. I don't see anything wrong with that, so that's what I'm playing. If he takes here, I take, because I wanted to trade that bishop for that knight anyway, so it's good for me. The only awkward thing is that my knight will be at the edge of the board, which is not ideal. A knight wants to be in the center. Having a knight on the edge of the board is suboptimal, as they say. So I'm just waiting for him to make his move. So this pawn is now hanging with check, by the way. So okay, so I can now take this with check, and or I can take. Oh, that's even better. I can take it, because then I will have a reveal check on his king. You see? So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna take this knight, this pawn, and if he now dares to not put anything in between, or he does not move the king out of the way, the moment I move that knight away, it will be check from my queen, and then I will just win the rook, and from there it's basically game over for him. See, just by starting out with this little mistake of this pawn that he leaves hanging, and this is just because I know my opening. I don't think you need to be that extraordinary good in chess to see that that theme. Okay, so he's now thinking about his move. Okay, what was that? Okay, whatever that was not a move, because now he will lose a rook. Can I take his queen maybe? Is there even a better move? There, check. Oh, and then I can go take that rook and attack his queen. Because then after there, the knight gets a bit stuck, right? Anyway, it's winning big time, but what's even winning the most? So if I go there, reveal check, then I will pick up the rook after, but then it's kind of, next move I could then take the bishop. If I go there, I win a pawn immediately, has to win, then take the rook, attack the queen, but then from there the knight's kind of stuck. Because if then the queen moves up, the knight will be there, my knight is kind of trapped. I'm gonna go for that. Because then I can go there, and that wins more material, I think. There might have been some kind of way where if I went there, check, take the pawn. King could have gone there, and then I take here with the knight. Then I immediately lose the knight, yeah, so this would have been better. Yeah, see, so I could go, I could also go there. If the king dares to take, I invade with the queen. That's better. That's better. If king takes now, I invade with the queen, and I don't know what it will lead to, but it can't be any good, because then after the bishop will come in. Okay, I see, he's attacking my queen first. That's pretty smart. Oh, he resigned though. He resigned because he was down too much material, but I didn't mind that move. It's a pretty good move. Ah, now the screen moves over. That's what happens. That's why my screen keeps moving. It's with the review stuff. So now I need to move this up again. This. Okay, so essentially, well, I can't move anywhere here, because everywhere there my queen is dead. That's a good move from him. Well, I was still up in 7 points. He was going to take the knight back. I would still be up 3 pawns, and in exchange for a rook and a 2 pawns and a rook for a knight. But it was a good move. Can't go there, I'm dead. Can't go there, I'm dead. Can't go there, I'm dead. Can't go there. Can't go there. So I was going to have to move my queen somewhere. Maybe there. No, maybe... Yeah, okay, anyway, game's over, no point to analyze.